What's up, y'all? It's your girl Courtney, and I am back for another Love and Marriage Huntsville review. This is episode 3, Cowboys and NDAs, right? Yep, that's it. So, thank y'all for coming back and watching another review of mine. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit shorter. I feel like my other videos have been a bit longer, so I kind of want to shorten it up. I know y'all got stuff to do. I got stuff to do too. Matter of fact, I am hungry. Okay, so I'm gonna try to hurry up and get this video done as quick as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and tune in to your girl. Okay. So, sorry, I was just eating me a little. Look, bar. Make sure I ain't got nothing in my teeth, you know? All right, so let's get into it. All right, so the episode opens up. They still sitting at Kimmy and Maurice's house, and they're talking about the Jalen and Monster, or everyone is saying like Maurice Jr. Kind of situation, right? So they continue. Maurice and Martell like going kind of like back. Sorry, Maurice and Marceau. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get it together, okay? Let me just kind of get into it. I gotta ease into it, okay? So, Maurice and Marceau are still talking and going back and forth. And Marceau keeps on saying how Maurice was like the golden child, and this is like the golden child 2.0 situation. And then Maurice is like, you lying, and Marceau was like, how am I lying? And Maurice is like, because you always lying. So when he did that, Tisha gets her wine and kind of like sips back like, okay. I found that interesting. So Kimmy kind of goes to the confessional and says that it gets frustrating sometimes trying to get through to Maurice because he doesn't always like want to hear people, but he values Marceau's opinion. So hopefully he gets through them. So pretty much Marceau is just saying like he doesn't want Maurice to miss this opportunity and really lean into his relationship with both of the boys. Why are we still talking about this? Like, I'm just kind of like, why are we still talking about this? I don't get it. Jalen is how old? It's over with. You are a grown man. There are a lot of things that I wish was different in my childhood, but you have to move on. So I'm wondering like, why are we talking about this for Maurice and Kimmy's storyline? Like, this was some made up type of stuff. Like, it was really made up. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Y'all trying not to talk about the Martell thing. Y'all want to focus on this and even bring Marceau and Tisha into it, so y'all don't have to talk about the NDA stuff. Like, not the NDA stuff, the video that Martell did with Ariana. Ooh, child. Okay. Like, really? I mean, I'm over it. I really am. I'm over it. I hope this does not come up anymore throughout this season. Like, I really hope it doesn't. So anyway, boom, we move on to Ken and Trish. So they doing a photo shoot. So Trish walks in like she got a stack of books on her head, like she doing some kind of etiquette class, and looking, I don't know, she just look weird. So the hat is like sitting on top of her head because of these braids that she has, which I don't understand. Like, why did you get the braids like that if you want to wear the cowboy hat? It's literally like sitting on top of your head. Is you cool? So they come in. Ken is in the photo shoot too. I thought it was Trish's birthday, but okay. So the pics, they turned out cute though. Trish is calling her birthday 38 special because she's turning 38. And after the photo shoot, they sit down, they talk, her and Ken, and they talk about how, you know, things are going to be different. It's going to be a good year for Trish because Marquez is not going to be around. A divorce is supposed to be finalized, all the things. And they just feel like this is going to be a good year because after the divorce is finalized, Marquez is not going to be around no more. He's the father of your kids. He's going to always be around for the rest of your life. Like, what don't y'all understand about that? Ken, what are you not getting? Do you think that when they get divorced, he's never going to come around ever again? Like, you foolish for thinking that, if that's what you really think. But okay. Okay, Ken. So, boom, here we go. We back to this. I really hope this is the end of this conversation because it needs to be over. So Maurice, Marceau, and Jalen all meet up to get something to eat. They start off by asking Jalen how his property is going. I guess the property he's flipping, his income property. And Maurice goes on to say, you know, like kind of how parents do. I want to be invited. I don't want to feel like I can't come over. I got to just pop up. I want to be invited. So, you know, they kind of going back and forth, you know, and Jalen's just kind of in the middle. So Maurice and Marceau are kind of talking or whatever. And Maurice is like, you know, because Jalen, you know, he doesn't want our help or anyone's help or whatever. So Marceau being messy is like, oh, it sounds like you got something in your voice. Like, you feel away. So, Maurice, so now Jalen kind of jumps in. He's like, you know, this is kind of like what I was afraid of because, you know, working with you in the family business, I feel like you're going to run it like a dictatorship. So Marceau feels that Maurice lives in his own world and he doesn't take others' opinions into consideration. Y'all the Scott brothers, you do the same thing. Is you cool? So Jalen feels that Maurice Jr., a monster, is favored. And that's pretty much what the premise of that part was. You know, he goes on to say, hey, listen, I feel like I was here, Monster was here. They kind of go back and forth. Maurice said, look, I'm sorry. I apologize if that's how I made you feel. And they kind of like move past that. So they kind of ask, well, before they move past that, Jalen says, but can I have a Lambo? I didn't like that. Because now you're doing all of this as far as this storyline and, oh my God, when I was 10 years old and 13, I felt like I didn't. And then after all of that's over, you got the nerve to ask him for a Lambo. Anyway, so Jalen lets them know that he did accept the job in Colorado and that he's leaving at the end of the month. And he feels that the pay is not what he really wants, to be moving 17 hours away, but he does understand that he has to start somewhere. Maurice agrees and that Jalen is making the right choice moving on. So next we go to Neil and Trish. They at the daycare, and this whole scene right here is like, to me, I feel like it was staged, put together by production. I don't know, it was just weird. It's just certain things, like pay attention to their hair, right? So pay attention to Trish hair, pay attention to Neil's hair, right? Just pay attention to the hair. So the whole scene just seems scripted. So Trish comes in, she's admiring the place. Neil asks her who's all coming to the party. Trish says everyone. Neil says it's Marquez and Martell coming. Trish says no. So then Neil says she don't know how Letitia is going to be coming because she may have that liquid courage at the party, because you know how she get when she get a little So she feels that she and Kimmy aren't being transparent about the whole thing with Martell and Ariane, which I 100% agree. Like, y'all don't want to speak on it, pretty much. Did y'all husband have y'all sign NDAs? Is that what's going on? Because why y'all not saying nothing about it? Like, quiet. Well, Letitia said she said it on her live, and that was it. Marcel probably made her sign the NDA. So Neil was like, well, my whole thing is this. We all got stuff going on. So how is it that when it's me, y'all can ask me all these questions and really ain't even really about me? Y'all asking me stuff about Lance and Destiny and stuff like that. It really ain't got nothing to do with me just because that's my son. That's his relationship. He a grown man. But when I ask you about your stuff, you tight mouth. You ain't got nothing to say. And I agree with Neil. Like, they bogus for that. I don't like that. Like, I don't like friends like that either. Where I sit here and I want to talk and you just want to listen. Then it's like, what's going on with you, girl? Girl, nothing. I've been talking to you for how long? Distilled my guts and everything, and now nothing is going on? Girl, goodbye. Anyway, so Trish is trying to remain neutral, and it's just like asking stupid questions. Do you think you think they talk to their husbands about it? Maybe they're just guarded. Like, girl, bye. So Neil was like, yeah, they talk to their husbands about it. Like, if that was your guy, you wouldn't talk to him about it? I know if that was mine, I'd talk to mine. So Trish is, maybe they're just guarded and hopefully they can put their guards down. I think this should be Trish last season. Because unless you finna show us something else, like show that other side of you, because I see it in you. That crazy side, I see it in you. And you be suppressing it. And if you're not gonna let that out, girl, get off the show, because you are boring. You awkward on camera. Like, it's not giving. Put somebody else in the spot. So, boom, here we go. Martell and his mama, they meet up for breakfast or brunch. Martell orders his mama Coke before he gets there, talks about how much he loves her, and you can tell he really does. I love their relationship. Like, I really want a relationship like that with me and my sons when they get older. So, she comes in, you know, they kind of talking about what they were doing for the day. She was running errands. You know, Martell was saying he was running his errands, dropping the kids off. It's crazy how fast they're growing up. So then he kind of goes on to say that he's moving Ariana to his rental property. So his mom is kind of like, okay. Pretty much like, if you like it, I love it. Like, I'm going to support you regardless, but okay, that's cool. You know, because at the end of the day, she is the mother of my grandchild. So it is what it is. So Martell goes on to talk about Ariana and how she's a good girl and all the things. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I think, obviously, that Martell hates the fact that he messed up with Melody, but I don't think that he is not in love with Ariane. I think that he's not ready yet to reveal that he's in love with her, but I think he's in love with her. Like, the way that they were acting on that interview, I'm like, but when you get on camera on this show, then it's kind of like, you know, she's a good girl, you know, I'll move her in when she gets a ring and all that kind of stuff, like, whatever. So his mom is like, are you gonna marry her? And he's, yeah, you know, I'm just waiting on her to see, pretty much make sure that she's the one, like, because I don't want to go through this again. His mama agreed, look, make sure that she's the right one, you know, take your time or whatever. He's like, well, I don't want to take too much time, but I just want to make sure that she is what it, you know, the one. And, you know, they kind of talked about how the divorce kind of rocked their family. Everybody was affected by it. But Martell said something which is very true, that at the end of the day, life goes on. And I'm happy that he said that. I'm not a fan of nobody on the show, really. Like, I don't really know who I like on the show anymore. Like, you know, I wasn't really a big fan of Melanie. I really don't like Kimmy, Latissa. Like, Martell is, I know everybody hates Martell, but Martell is like, I think he's misunderstood, but, you know, whatever. Oh, my favorite is probably the Fletchers. Like, I do like the Fletchers. Like, I like them because they real and they got money, okay? So, Martell is like, so his mom asked pretty much like, have he talked to Marcel since the whole thing happened with the interview, you know, with Ariana and stuff. So, Martell is like, nah, I ain't talked to him, and I'm pretty sure he don't want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to him neither. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much like what Martell was alluding to was too many M's, like Martis. So his mama like, yeah, they always coming for you, messing with you. They always messing with you. He like, yeah, right? They always messing with me. So that's why, you know, Marcel made me, I had to do that. Marcel made me do that. I'm like, Martell, come on now. You didn't have to do that, but okay. But he's like, you know, now they quiet because they already know I got stuff on them. So chill out. Chill out, you know? So anyway, finally, we at Trish party, right? So everybody is arriving. The Scotts arrive first. So as soon as they come in, it's, you know, the Scotts, all four of them. Letitia is talking about the picture immediately. Why is Kian on the picture? I thought this was Trisha party, which is true. I get it, but Letitia, shut up. Like, your voice is so annoying. So she's like, we not gonna have no drama tonight, no drama. So Maurice is like, well, if Chris show up, then, you know, I got some questions for him. And Letitia, right, girl. Goodbye. So anyway, everybody's coming in. Letitia's welcoming everybody. Like, she really thinks she Queen Bee, bro. Like, it's hilarious every time I see it. Like, she really thinks she is like the one. Like, the way she's sitting on the couch and, hey, darling, hi, I'm like, girl, shut up. This is not your party, first of all. And who do you think you are? Okay? And Maurice, don't think I forgot about you popping up under that dress, bro. I'm on your neck, bro. Every episode. Why did you do that? Why did you pop your head out from under Kimmy's dress in the intro, bro? Why? So anyway, Then the Fletchers come in. Oh wait, so when Jalen and Lance, they kind of come in. Jalen came in first, then Lance. And so when they sit down, Letitia on his ass. So you know, you gonna have any more kids? You gonna have? No. He like, nah, I don't want no more kids. He like, 3 is enough. So then the Fletchers come in, and then Ken and Trish come in. And I'm looking at Ken like, is that the same shirt you had on a photo shoot? But then when they showed the photo shoot, they showed him. I'm like, okay, it's a little different, but why would you wear the same shirt? Like a shirt that looks so similar. Like, I understand you can't fit in a lot of things, but bro, you could have like put on a different color, at least like red or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. So anyway, boom, everybody is starting to turn up. Bottle service is coming. And then the guys and the girls split up. So the girls are sitting on the couch. The guys, they go over there by the picture. So everybody's chopping it up separate. So Letitia asked Trisha why Ken is on the picture. And Trisha says, because I wanted him to be on the picture. He's my chocolate emoji. So Tisha says, well, I don't know. It seemed like you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So Nell and Trisha are like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in it. I want to marry him, whatever. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, Letitia, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Why are you asking these questions? But then when somebody asks you a question, you ain't got nothing to say. I'm finna get on you. So the guys are over there, over there by the picture or whatever. And so all of a sudden it gets on Ken. And now this is his girl party, but Marcel feel like he need to tell him that he's the bad guy because he got with her while she was still married. And Ken like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't already talked about this. Like, why do we keep talking about this? And so Ken is like, in his confessional, like, look, y'all the last two that I need to be listening to about any kind of marital advice. And my whole thing is, that's how you know the streets is talking to everybody know the truth. And they playing us in our face on this show. Because everybody knows clearly that Maurice and Marceau is not faithful, or they were unfaithful at one time. I don't know, but everybody know it. Or they know that how they get down, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all on this show trying to flex that NDA stuff was true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I 100% believe it was true. So Ken is like, I'm tired of, like, he was like, man, when Maurice was talking to him, he was like, I feel like I'm on trial when I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is saying the same thing about you, Maurice. That means you talk too much, bro. So Ken is in a confessional saying he don't want to take advice from them, and pretty much like, he just like, I want y'all to shut up. So where we at? Okay, so then we pan back over to the ladies. So Nell is like, I don't feel like she's telling Kimmy and Trisha that Tisa that they don't seem transparent. So they like, well, what do you mean? So Nell is like, well, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when it comes to me, y'all don't want to say nothing. But when I ask y'all questions, y'all act like y'all don't want to talk about it. Like when we was at the dinner the other day, you deflected. You kind of got off the subject super early. Letitia, what? What are you talking about? What? Kimmy, what do you mean? What do you mean? So Nell was like looking like, okay, so let me break it down even further, I guess. So you guys want to talk about my marriage, my family, my kids, my grandkids. And as she's saying this, Tisa pipes up and says, and Will. That would have been it for me. Because I would have been like, I would have had to go. Or you would have got popped. Like, one of the two. Because who the hell do you think you are? Like, girl, I really, like, I didn't dislike Tisa. But, like, after this episode, I kind of am, like, teetering on that line where she would have to do a lot to bring me back. Right now, I don't like you. So anyway, Kimmy is like, now Kimmy getting a little hype because, anytime somebody use the word fuck, they get mad. You know what I'm saying? So Kimmy's like, what the fuck am I supposed to be transparent about? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then she goes on to say that she didn't watch the whole video. Mind you, going back to when Trish and Nell was at the daycare, Nell brought up Kimmy saying that she didn't watch the whole video, which lets you know that they filmed that scene at the daycare after the party happened. They filmed it after it happened. So anyway, like, look at their hair in the preview. Look at their hair for the next episode. So Tisha is getting loud. you could tell the liquid courage is kicking in, and says Nell ain't talking about what went on with her and Fletch marriage or whatever. So, which is like, oh, like, okay, been there, done that. Now we on you. You hear me? It's your turn. You want to talk about everybody else. You was all in Mel and Martell business, laughing at it. But your husband playing in your face, G, like, all the time. That's why you be so hyped. Like, Kimmy don't be hyped. Kimmy like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because Kimmy know what it is. At the end of the day, what's the point of me getting hyped? You try to make it seem like, oh, you could look at Marceau and see, he just look like that type. You know how them guys just be looking sleazy? Like, Marceau just looks sleazy. You know what I'm saying? So they wrap it up, and Kimmy is pretty much like, in order for us to build a friendship, everyone needs to feel like everyone is transparent. So Trish is like, you know, I'm an open book, and Letitia is like, you know, what? So they pan to Letitia in her confessional. She like, you transparent? And so they kind of go through all the stuff with Martell. And it's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I had kind of forgot about that real quick. And I'm like, yeah, Trish, you really not transparent, girl. Even the divorce stuff, like, you really not transparent. So shut it up. So then Trisha says she's an open book. Letitia says, what chapter are we on? Letitia says, bitch, we all through the GD book. I feel like Trisha was getting a little upset, but she kind of like calmed down or whatever. I feel like Trisha don't want to rock the boat with the girls just yet, because she's really trying to solidify her spot on this show. So she don't want to like go there with the ladies. It's very apparent, because she be letting them say whatever. So anyway, they pan back over to the guys. Marceau brings up the NDA stuff. It's like him and Maurice are so much alike, and for him to think that he and Maurice are different is mind blowing to me. Marceau has to always start off by saying something. We have to set boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And by the way, so it has come to my attention that Fletch was talking about me and Maurice and saying that we signed NDAs. Looking like straight up Squidward, bro. So Chris is standing there like, okay, now Chris, you already knew that he was coming for you, but come on, get your story together. So as they're saying that, Will, which is Ken's friend, pipes up like, so y'all didn't have nobody sign on NDAs? Like, it was the way he said it though, like he knew. He was like, so y'all didn't have nobody sign on NDA. Now, Will said it when Ken was in his confessional. He was like, these are the last two I want to listen to. So Will like, so y'all ain't had nobody sign on confessionals? I mean, y'all ain't had nobody sign on NDAs? Y'all ain't had nobody sign on NDAs? You ain't had nobody sign on NDA, bro. You sure? You sure? So, they like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hell no, hell no. So, as they saying that, Ken is like, I'd rather deal with a married woman than deal with this NDA bullshit. Which, I agree. So, Chris says it wasn't like that. The whole reason why he brought it up, because the way it was Melanie presented it to him pretty much was like, she had heard that all of them be having everybody sign NDAs. And Chris was like, not me. That's more so like some Marceau and Martell type, Marceau and Maurice type stuff. Like, not me. So I kind of feel like I somewhat believe what Chris was saying. Like, I don't know if he was saying it from a legal perspective, like, okay, they'll be on that because, you know, Maurice is an attorney, you know, this, that, and the other, just how they are, the Scott brothers, or was he saying that because that's like what he know that they do? I don't know. Either way it go, it's messed up. That NDAs are even coming up. So then all of a sudden Maurice is like, oh, okay, cool. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Because I had a lot of smoke for you. And Chris is like, well, you can put that smoke out. So I found it interesting that you had all this smoke and all Chris had to say was, no, I said it from a lawyer perspective. And you're like, oh, okay. Because you did it. So anyway, back over to the ladies. Kimmy says she can't speak on what she doesn't know. Talking about the transparency thing. Nell says, well, because Nell be trying to like not go there. She be trying, but they always take her there. So she got to get specific. She like, the NDAs. I'm talking about the NDAs. So then Letitia gets loud. Oh yeah. Well, Chris is here. Let's go over here and talk to him. So Kimmy is like, kind of like, Like, you know what I'm saying? They said they was gonna talk to him, bro. Like, pretty much like, our scene is over here, they scene over there. Like, we don't need to go over there, bro. Like, let's chill. No, we gonna go over there. So I'm like, oh my God, Letitia, you are so irritating. So Letitia, they all walk up on the gas. Letitia goes straight for Chris. Super loud, pointing her finger in his face. So Nell step up just like I saw Nell. I'm probably gonna be like Nell when I get older. I just feel that spirit. You're not gonna disrespect my husband, okay? You're not gonna disrespect mine, baby. So she like, hold on. This my husband. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna put your finger down. But she being real classy about it. Like almost in a joking manner. Like, look girl, stop. You know what I'm saying? Because she could have got with her like, hey. But she was just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, okay, stop Tisha. Stop. And Tisha, looking stupid. So everybody's kind of looking like, all right, we kind of talked about that already. You coming over here like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, what's going on? So she tried to call Chris to the floor like, I'm calling Chris Fletcher to the floor. This how I know she think that she is Queen Bee. This is how. Who do you think you are? So Chris was like, I don't report to Letitia Scott. And you could tell this was in real time. It wasn't no camera cuts. It wasn't nothing. Letitia looked stupid, dumbfounded. So she turns around and tries to look at Marcel like, so Marcel looking at her like, oh, Marcel looking at her like, girl, I tell you every time, but you never listen. I told you I was gonna handle it. You want to handle it on your own. Now look at you. Sitting up there looking stupid. Now I got to come up and fight your battle. So he whispers to Letitia, pipe down. We already talked about it. You did? Yeah. What'd he say? I'll talk to you about it later. Okay. Now you looking stupid. So everybody, and Nell's laughing. If you listen to she's chuckling. Because she's like, this is hilarious. So Nell says that she's over Letitia. They kind of do the flashbacks from how they did them with the expo. Her and Marcel didn't invite them to the expo. The conversation where they sat down with them. And they were talking about something, and Letitia just brings up Chris's infidelity out of nowhere. And then also too, where at Nell's birthday party, Letitia came in there trying to start with her at her own birthday party, getting loud and stuff. So she was like, I'm done, I'm over it. And that was pretty much the end of the episode, right? So they showed the previews for next week, but the preview that I wanted to talk about, like I've been talking about throughout the episode, is that when Nell and Trisha are sitting down talking about the party, look at their hair. This is the same hairstyle that Nell had and that Trisha had at the daycare. So that lets me know that the party happened and they tried to recreate the scene with Nell and Trisha. Why? I don't know. Why didn't y'all just have them come before the party and do the, I don't know. I think I never said that I would stop watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, but like, it's not giving anything. It's really not. And I don't even think Melanie made the show, really. I just feel like seasons ago. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the Mel and Martell thing was huge, but it was like, I mean, it's just not giving to me, you know? I would rate this episode, like, even with the party drama, I would rate it like a C. You know, like, I usually, when I do the reviews, I try to watch the episode twice, and the second time I watched it, I wasn't enthused. I was not enthused at all. So that is it. That is all. Thank y'all for sticking in here with me. Ooh, I'm right here under 30 minutes. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching my video. Please come back, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the things. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.